So picture this with me. A huge HR technology project lands in my lap, and I'm supposed to be the project manager. And this is the first project I've managed. It was definitely a sink or swim for my career. And I had bills, I had kids. Sinking was not an option. And I ended up crushing it. But I wish I would have seen what I'm going to share with you today. If I would have known that, I could have advanced a lot quicker and not had to learn the hard way. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 techniques for mastering HR technology and IT project management. So I've gone through and done a bunch of research on this and got the best information for you. But I also combine that with my personal experience to bring the best for you so you can have project success. Now, this isn't everything on agile methodology or waterfall, but these are the 5 key skills that you need to be able to thrive as a project manager. So let's get going. Okay, let's start off with communication. This is the lifeblood for any successful HR IT project. And as the project manager, you have the ability to set the tone for the entire project. And it's your responsibility to do this. And think of the countless ways you're going to be communicating in the project. You have meetings, emails, phone calls, maybe chat on Slack or Teams. You're going to be doing executive level presentations to stakeholders or steering committees. Maybe you have to write a decision paper. It's everything from writing to leading to presenting in different ways that you're going to be communicating. And in each one of those, you have an opportunity to have a different message and different tone. And it was funny. One time we hired a PM specifically because she was the right type of annoying. So what I mean by that is she had executive presence in our steering committees and handled those perfectly. But when it came to people that were running behind on deliverables, she knew how to write that email that was very pleasant, it was very kind, but then it called you out for not doing your work, and it made you do it in a very friendly way. So that was great. Now, communication is a two-way road. What goes out, but also what goes in. You have to be a great listener, and I put that within communication because you have to be able to hear deliverables. Maybe if you can tell, like read the room if people are starting to get agitated with each other and you can diffuse a situation. So you definitely need to be an active listener. I suffer from this. We all do, I think. And we all think about what we're going to say next. But we need to be better listeners. And as a PM, you need to be able to get that information out. Look on YouTube. You can find great things on communication. You can, if your company has an LMS and they have communication courses, there's tons of stuff out there on communication. Definitely become a student of that so you can master that if that's one of your weaknesses. As the PM, you're the glue that holds the whole project together. So how you communicate out to all your resources and you're managing their relationships is really going to set the tone and really make sure that you have a successful project. All right, next up, we're going to have comprehensive planning. This is where you're going to be taking your bigger milestones or parts of the project. You're going to be breaking them down into smaller tasks and achievements. This is one of my favorite parts of a project because I love sitting back and picturing a moment in time. Say it's go live. And with our recruitment system, when we went live, what are we going to be doing with applicants? What, like people 2 weeks before we went live, what are we doing with them? How are they getting a new system? Or people that are almost hired, where are they going to onboard? I love thinking through the scenarios and planning those out. But that applies to everything throughout the project. We're talking about testing, kicking off the project, go live, you name it. So you need to be good at comprehensive planning, being able to work backwards at your end point and put down all of the stops along the way. I'm a big goal person, so maybe this is why this fits my personality, but I have 30-day, 60-day, 90-day goals for myself, and I love to see the progress as you go forward, and you have little victories that lead up to your bigger victory. And it helps you as a PM know if the project's staying on track. If you just have a deliverable of go live or finish testing by November 1st, and you're not having little check-ins along the way to make sure it's progressing on time, guess what? You're gonna get to November 1st and it's not gonna be done. So comprehensive planning is definitely needed. And outside of the project plan, you're gonna have things like smaller planning that you need to make sure that happens. So I'm a big stickler on meetings. We have so many meetings that don't have agendas and everybody just kind of joins the meeting. We think the meeting is going to solve the issue that we have, and we kind of just waffle through an hour of time and nothing really gets decided, or nothing happens, or maybe we schedule a follow-up meeting. That is such a waste of resources and time. So as a PM, I would like to implore you to make sure that all meetings have agendas and have a purpose and an action item for that meeting, so you're making the most use of the resources time. Now, this next part of planning is maybe near and dear to me because I'm a technology nerd, but I love IT project management software, whether it be Microsoft Project, Asana, Trello, Monday.com, ClickUp, Wrike, you name it, I love them all. I love trying them out, putting them through the paces, seeing what I like. And I recommend you do the same. Maybe you work at a company where they have a product or a solution that you have to use. That's fine. Learn how to master that and work within that. Or if you have the opportunity to bring something in, you definitely need a good tool, because you want to make sure that you can keep track of everything in one place. You want to make sure it's accessible by the project team, and you want to master how to build like a dashboard. Every one of these systems have ability to build a dashboard with some KPIs, so you can show out there to your project team if they're staying on track or not. And this can allow them to self-correct. So instead of you having to walk around and always be like, get your stuff done, you can create a dashboard that you show executive leadership, you show managers and supervisors. Once people know that this is happening, they will not want to be on the naughty list, and they will start getting things done and moving forward. Otherwise, if they aren't, it'll be clear to everybody on the team who's not, pulling their weight. So definitely start off with researching different project management tools if that's an opportunity for you. Go out there and be a student of Agile and waterfall methodology. You can learn all about those, and maybe your company or your team doesn't prescribe to either one of those. You can take those tool sets and those lessons from those and apply them to your project. And you can try different things out and what works and doesn't work, and you can make it your own. And that's one of the cool things of it. But comprehensive planning is critical to the success of your project. All right, moving on to risk assessment and mitigation. And what this breaks down into reality of your project is being able to identify risk, being able to predict like how likely they are going to happen, and then a plan to get the train back on the tracks and headed towards success. This is one of those things at the beginning of each project, a lot of resources they kind of find, it's not so much needed, but it is, because going through listing all of these risks off on a spreadsheet, or if you have a tracker, putting them somewhere, within that, what's the plan of action to get it back on track? That's the key part, because maybe those things don't happen, but something else happens. Well, now you've gone through and you've brainstormed different ways to overcome barriers, and you can use those tools to get yourself back. Maybe it's hiring more contractors or bringing in extra resources. Whatever it is, you've gone through that exercise and planned those. You definitely need to kind of continually look through these throughout the project, make sure and refresh them on, say, a monthly basis as you achieve different things throughout the project, and make sure they are current. I would like to add, literally plan for anything to happen, like the whole wheels to fall off and just everybody quits. I had on my projects, I've always thought that they were going to be one of a kind, be different. We're not going to have any of these issues. And lo and behold, we have had all of them. Hey, if you're finding value in this video and in these techniques, please smash that like button and subscribe to my channel if you want more information on HR technology project management and career success. Now let's talk about being detailed oriented. I'm a highly creative person, off in the clouds a lot of the time. I am little lackadaisical on some of the details, like timelines and deliverables. So I surround myself with people that have those skills. So if you're going to be a project manager, you need to surround yourself, if you are a high creative and you don't have that detail orientation. Now, I was lucky enough in my position, I was more like a program manager, and I had a project manager underneath me, and we were able to work together in tandem and get the best of both worlds. But if you don't have that luxury, you're gonna have to work on this and really, really sharpen this skill to be detail oriented. During meetings, you're gonna be needing to listen for deliverables. You're gonna be following up with people. You're gonna be able to look at things, oh, this is due in 3 days. I need to follow up today. That's that type of detail that you need so you don't drop things. One really cool thing I'm seeing out there today is in all of the latest like Microsoft Teams, Zoom, GoToWebinar, WebEx, whatever video conferencing tool you use, if you record it, it'll provide you with a transcript after. You can take that transcript, you can plug it into ChatGPT, and you can give it some prompts. You can say, take this meeting transcript and tell me any deliverables, any action items, any changes to dates. It'll go through there and give you these. Now, that's not saying that you don't need to listen during the meeting. You definitely need to be an active listener during the meeting, but this gives you kind of a backup to strengthen what you have in case you did miss something while you were taking notes. Drum roll, please. All right, our number one technique for mastering HR, IT project management is leadership or strong leadership. The project manager has the ability to set the tone, as I talked about earlier in the video. Now, as a leader, you are going to be leading meetings. You're going to need to lead decision points. A skilled project manager can inspire a team, can lead through tough decisions, and lead the team through sometimes chaos and get them through the other side. This is why leadership is my number one technique. And I see a lot of project managers out there that maybe aren't. They're role players. They think that the position is more about timelines, deliverables, and don't really understand that bigger part of the project because maybe there's a project sponsor that's really involved or somebody else in the project. But you still need to take ownership and be a leader on the project and drive this. Now, if you're not a natural born leader, I don't know if that's really, if there is a natural born leader. In my research, it was kind of 50-50 if there actually is. A lot of it is developed over time. So you can develop this. And like any other thing, you need to take training, become a student of it, read blog posts, whatever it is, dive into the thread of leadership and immerse yourself in that to strengthen your leadership skills. So then you're able to take charge of your project and drive it to success instead of passively sitting by and just being part of the project. I would like to elevate project managers to leaders. Listen to me as I go through some of the top things that a project manager is going to need to do. You're going to be leading project kickoff meetings, facilitating problem-solving sessions, navigating resource conflicts, managing stakeholder expectations, celebrating milestones and success, providing guidance and mentorship. Now, as I read those off, every one of those is just saying leader, leader, leader. So definitely strengthen that tool of yours and be a good leader.